Yes, once again, good evening to all. So, myself Sunil from NST Chennai. So, today I am discussing about the constructors in Java. Okay. So, before going to this, so we want to know about what is a class and what is an object. This is a continuation of a class and object. So, first of all, I will just revise the class and object. After that, we will start the constructors. Okay. So here you just see in the screen. So there is a class defined. The class name is a box. So class is a box, and inside the class I defined three variables. That is a width, height, and depth. Okay. So these variables are known as the instance variables. Apart from inside the class, there is a method setDim. Actually, it is indicating set the dimension, just giving the some values to our instance variable. For that purpose, there is a method defined, that is a setDim. It has a parameters double w and it's a double h and double d. So that is indicating the width, height, and depth. So actually, what is the purpose of this method means? So we have to initialize these variables, and one more method is there inside our class. So that is the volume. So actually our aim is just to find the volume of a box. So what is this method is return type is double. So that means finally I am calculating the volume of this box, and after that I am returning that volume. So this is our class. Class is the box. Okay. So these are the known as the members of the class. So members of the class means width is there, height is there, depth is there. So that is the instance variable or class variables. And apart from that, two methods. One is the set dimension. That's in shortly setDim. So that is used for just initializing these variables, giving some values to these class variables. And the third one is the our volume method. So what is the use of this volume means just calculating the volume of a box and returning. So finally I am creating one more class, that is the box demo. Only the purpose of this class is to creating the object of this box. So you see there is a box, my box one. So this is our object. How to creating this object means we are using the keyword new and again this box. Okay. So this is the method just creating a object. So after that, I am just calling this method one by one. First, I am calling this set dimension method. How we are calling this set dimension method? So our object is my box one and dot. We are using the dot operator. So my box one dot set d. So that is the dimension. Setting the dimension, then this method is executing. Okay. So I am passing the values for W10 and for H20 and for depth I'm giving 15. So after that, next I am calling this volume method. So volume method is a return type. You see he is the double. Okay, double is the return type. So once it is volume, this is executing. The same way we are calling this volume also. Object dot, this is the my box one is our object, and object dot is volume. Okay. So this volume method is executing, that value is coming into the double, and finally I am printing this one. So this is the so far happened. So that means class and object. So now we are going to the constructors. Okay. So, okay. So what is a constructor? So constructor in Java means it is a special method that is used to initialize the objects. The constructor is called when an object of a class is created. It can be used set to initialize the values for an object attributes. So here it is a clearly defined constructor is a special method. So that method is used for just initializing the objects. Okay, so whenever this constructor is executed, whenever you are creating an object, the same time this constructor is executing. Actually, what is the normal use of this constructor means initialize the class variables. That is the normal purpose of the constructor. So what is the special? So I already told this constructor is a special method. So what is the special means? Normally when you are defining a method, so we can give any name. Any name is any valid literals as a name. But in case of constructors, this is not possible. So constructor name should be same as the class name. Okay. So that is the first thing. And the second one is the constructor is return type. There is no return type for a constructor. Just before I discussed one method, that is a set dimension method. So there is also no return type. So that is a method. In that case, in a ordinary method, so nothing is returning means we are mentioning it is a void. But in case of constructors, void is not allowed. For a constructor, the two things are important. The constructor name should be same as the class name. And the second one, there is no return type for a constructor. But actually, by implicitly, it is returning the class type. That is not a problem. Java implicitly Java runtime, it is returning the class type. But we have not mentioned any return type for the constructor. So that is the special. That is why constructor is a special type of method. Okay. So when it will execute means whenever you are creating the object. So normally we are creating the object by using the new keyword. So just creating the object the same time. So whenever the new operator is executing, the same time constructor is calling. So internally it is constructor is calling and it is initializing the variable. The constructor's job is to initialize the internal state of an object so that the code creating an instance will be have a fully initialized and usable object immediately. And one more thing is the constructor is not a mandatory thing. So if you want to initialize whenever creating an object, the same time you want to initialize an object, you can use constructor. So that means it is a code writer's preference. So you want a constructor, you can define. Otherwise, there is a no problem. So here you see this one, the syntax of the constructor. So this is the syntax of the constructor. So the class is the class name. Okay, this is our normal class. Inside the class, this part is constructor. So you see the constructor name is class name. After that, one bracket, the function bracket or method bracket is there. Then our initialization code. Okay. So our same box example you just see. So here is the our class box, and inside the our all the width, height, and depth, all variable 3 variables are there. Now I am defining a constructor. So constructor is box. You see our class name is box. Then this also a box. There is no return type here. Only this bracket is indicating it is a constructor. And what is the inside the constructor? I'm just initializing the code, initializing the variables. Okay, so what is the initialization means? You just see, I put some variables 10, 20, and 30. Okay, these 3 variables are I'm just putting. So that is constructor is initializing. So I will show you the full code of this one. I think this code is visible. Is it okay? I think this is okay. Code is visible. All are seeing the code. Not visible.
No, we are only able to see the your file manager, quick access. Box demo 1, box demo 2. These file names we are able to see.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Now it is okay, sir.
Yes, now it is visible.
Yeah. So can you see here? This is our the same example. The box is there. The box is our class, and inside this is the our instance variables. That is a width, height. The next part is the our constructor. So that is constructor should have the same name of the class. Here the class is box, and here also a box. After that, this bracket, that is the method indicating bracket. You see in front of the box, nothing is there. That means there is a no return type, even void also. Okay. So inside the box, inside the constructor, you see what I am doing. So constructor is for only initialization. So object initialization. What is the initialization here means? So these variables are initializing. I put for width 10 and height 20 and depth 30. Okay. So that is initialized. And one more method is there, our old volume. The previous example what I discussed, there is a set dim method is there. That is just so we have to initializing one separate method is used, but here there is no that method. Instead of we are using the constructor. Okay, now you see the instead coming to our box demo. This box demo class is only for just creating object and calling the method. Okay, so that is the box demo. So inside our main is there. So first I am creating box one, my box one object. How we are creating? So box, my box one and new box. So this is the important part. Whenever our Java runtime system executing this part, that is a new box, it automatically calling the constructor. We need not to call separate while creating the object. This is the object creating line. While creating this object, so it is automatically executing this constructor. Okay, that means while creating the object, there is an initialization is going on. So the same time width, height, depth, all values are initializing 10, 20, 30 respectively. So then the same as we are calling the volume method. So object dot volume. So that volume is coming here. Okay, it is returning double, and finally I am printing this one. Okay, so I think the program is clear. So next I am going to execute this program. So I think this command prompt is visible. Is it visible? Command prompt?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, okay. So I am going to just executing this one. So how to compile a Java program? We are using Java C command, Java C, then box demo, box demo.java. So this is the compilation process. So press enter. It's a compiling. Okay, now it is clear. It is compiled. There is no error. Otherwise, it will show here in the screen. So next part is we are just running. So running, we are using the command Java. So Java box demo. So while running, no need of any extension. Only the class name is okay. Okay. So Java, the running command is Java, then class name. That is a box demo. So you see, here it is. The volume is 6,000. Okay, our volume method is executing. It is working. That is 6,000. Okay, so this is the constructor. Okay, once again we are going back to once again we are going back to our this program. Okay, here what I did, I just created one object and I just printed that volume. Okay, so next what I am doing, I am creating one more object, the same type, one more object. So this is the my box 2, and I am again printing this volume. Okay, clear now. First I created, so this box 1, and I am calling box 1 dot volume and printing. And second, I am creating one more object, that is my box 2, and I am calling this volume method, and I am again printing. Now the same this program. So again we are going to compile. Where is my screen sharing is not available. Okay, I am again compiling the same program. So box demo.java. So running. Now you see here volume is printed 2 times and both have the same value. Okay, so that means so what is the problem? Here whenever we are creating, you see this object creation, whenever you are creating, all the object is initialized to the same value. Okay, all the objects are initialized to same value. That is why we are getting the same output. Always the volume is 6000 only. So there is another method is there. So that is why the concept of parameterized constructor is coming. Okay, parameterized constructor. So parameterized constructor nothing but, so the constructor object is there. So while initializing the value, so that value we are just passing through the constructor. Okay, so whenever the calling constructor or whenever creating the object, the same time we are just passing some parameters. So that is the parameterized constructor, so that we can make distinct objects. Example, you see our same box class is there, and width and all are same. Now the difference is here. Sorry. So what is the difference means? Earlier our constructor there is no parameter, but here you see, so there is a parameter also we are passing. Whenever you are creating a constructor and you are passing some arguments to the constructor, means that is known as the parameterized constructor. Okay, so now here what is happening means this W is coming to here, and this H is coming to here, and this D is coming to here. So that while creating the object creating time itself, we can pass the values. So that time we can give different values. For example, I will show you the complete program. Okay, sorry. This is not one. Yes, this is the program. Now you see, so this is the complete program. So our three instance variables, then there is a constructor. So your constructor is a parameterized constructor. So corresponding this W is assigned here, and H is coming to this height, and D is coming to here. Okay. So in our earlier method means it's a volume, just returning the volume. Now, while creating the object, you just see. So the creation time, we are specifying the arguments. This my box one is creating here. This is our object, and inside the constructor, I am passing the value 10, 20, and 50. That is corresponding to this W, H, and D. So while creating the object, automatically this is initializing, automatically calling this constructor, and it is executing. Okay, then after I am calling this one, that is our volume method, and we are getting volume. So I will execute this program, then it will clear. So this is the program box demo.2. So I am just compiling Java C. Okay, box demo.2. So there is no error. So running. Okay, the same volume, that is a 3000. Clear enough? So next I am creating one more object. Okay, so here I am creating one more object. So this is the box 2. And just changing this one. So this is the new dimension of the box. So I am calling with 2. Okay, so it's clear. I think it is. So second object, that is my box 2. There is a different parameter. First object I am 10, 20, 50, and second object I am giving 10, 20, 10. So difference in the parameter is there. So after that I am calling the volume method by using the first object, that is my box 1, and I am printing the volume. And the second I am creating is so calling by using my box 2, my second object. And after that I am printing. So saving this program. So compiling, running. So now you see the difference. The first object, that is my box 1 is printing 3000, and the my box 2, the second one is printing 2000. Okay, so that is the advantage of our parameterized constructor. Now I think it is clear what is the constructor and what is a parameterized constructor. So now again go back to our PPT. So now I am introducing one more thing. There is this keyword. So what is the use of this keyword? And this keyword is what is actually doing. So that is representing the current working object or current object. So whenever we are using with any variable or any method with this means, that is indicating which object is calling that variable or a method. So that is the use of this. Okay, you can use anywhere this for representing the current object. So that is the keyword this. And here I'm just showing this example. Here our width, height, and depth. These are all things are our variables. That is the class variables or instance variables. So which object is calling the current working time? So that is representing by this. We can use this with only the instance variables or methods. So local variables we cannot use this. Okay, local variable means here local means this W and HD. These are all the locals. We cannot use this with this W, H or D. And we can use with our class variables or instance variables or instance method. Actually, this program comparing with our earlier program, there is no difference. One extra thing we are used. Okay. So I will show you this program. Okay. Here this program, the same thing earlier what we discussed, the same program only here. So that is width is there, height and depth is there. Then our constructor, inside the constructor you see I am using this dot width. So this indicating, so this is the currently calling object. So that is here also this is there, here also this is there. You can always use this with only instance variable or class variables. Okay, or you can use with the methods also. That also a member of a class. Then we can use this. Okay, now again here's your the all, only here is only the difference. Remaining all part are same, and we will get the same output also. So whenever you are executing this program, you are getting only the 3000 is the output. So I will show you this also. So actually our program name is boxdemo.4 compiled. You see the output is same. Then why we are using this? Okay, I will show you another interesting thing. Then it will be clear. So there is a concept is there in Java, instance variable hiding. So what is the instance variable hiding means? So in Java at a time, we can use the same variable name as an instance variable and a local variable. For example, here there is a, in this example, width is there. This width is the local. Okay, this width, height and depth, these are all the local variables. And this one, here one more width is there, and these things are the class variables. Now there is a confusion is there. Okay, which one is the computer will be or the programmer will be confused which one is the class and which one is the local variable. Okay, so one more example I will show you, then it is more clear. Okay, now the screen is clear now. So here is the constructor. Okay, and here constructor, inside the constructor you just see. Now there is a confusion. Which one is the our instance variable and which one is the local variable? Actually, what I mean, this width is our this one. This instance variable. This instance variable, this one, width, height, and depth. Okay, and this one, these are the local width, height, and depth, and this is the this part. Okay. So this is the difference of the program. Earlier program and this program, this is the difference. Okay, now I am just running this program with argument 10, 20, and 50. Okay, I am going to running this program. The program name is box demo 4A. Okay, I just compare this program. Next I am going to running. Now see what is the output. The output of this program is 0. So actually our program is what? So our program we already given 10, 20, and 50, but the output is coming as the 0. So this is known as the instance variable hiding, because here there is a confusion which one is the class variable, which one is the local variable. Okay, in this case we are using this keyword. Now I am indicating this width is the current working objects variable. So I am putting here this. And here also I am putting this. Here also I am putting this. Okay, so that means these are all the instance variable current working version. So I am saving this program and going to run. Okay, so earlier it's our output is 0. Now you see compiled and running. So now this output you see output is 3000. Earlier what is the output? It is 0. So that is the use of this. I think the use of this is clear. Okay, so to in order to avoid the variable hiding, instance variable hiding, we are using this here. Actually what is this means? It is indicating the current working object only. So by using this one we can avoid the instance variable hiding. Okay, again we are going back to our slide. So instance variable hiding is it's okay, I think clear. Next what we are discussing is overloading a methods. Why I am discussing overloading here means, so there is a concept constructor overloading. So in order to make it clear, first we want to know what is overloading. So what is the overloading means? So in Java it is possible to define 2 or more methods with the same class, so that they share the same name as long as their parameter declarations are different. So that means inside a single class, you can declare the 1 or 2 methods, 2 or more methods with the same name. But where is the difference means inside the parameter list, so it is a different parameter. Okay, so that is known as the overloading. So this process is known as the methods are overloaded. And the process is referred to as the method overloading. I think the idea is clear. In a single class, we can define 2 or more methods with the same name. And where is the difference means inside the parameter list, it is different. So that is known as the method overloading. Okay. Once again, method overloading. So we can do the overloading. It is one of the way Java supporting the polymorphism. And where is the difference means your method name is same. We are going to insert the parameter list. The parameter list is different. How it is different means maybe you can add more number of parameters, or you can the parameters data type you can different. Okay. And one important thing is, so the methods return type should be same. If the methods return type is different means that is not a overloading. Okay. So only the thing is why you are using method means it is a one way of implementing polymorphism, as well as that is increases the readability of the program. For example, you just see here. So there is a class calculate. Inside the calculate, so I am using a method sum. It is return type is void and method name is sum. And what are the argument is A and B, that both are integer type. Inside I am just printing the sum is A plus B. And the second method, you see, this is also same name as sum. Here also first is also sum and the second is also sum, but the second method inside parameters are different. Here instead of int I am using float, and that also just adding and printing. And finally I am just calling this method. So this is known as the overloading of methods. Okay, I will show you. Okay, the same program, so that is calculate. After that our class name is calculate. Inside the calculate, the first method is the sum. Inside the sum, the argument is int A, and inside you are just printing the sum of these two variables. And the second methods you see, that also sum. There is a difference, means inside I am using float. First I am using int and second I am using float. And the return type, you see, both return type should be same. That is void. Both are void. Then after that I am just creating a object of this calculate class, and I just call the first method by using 8 and 5, and second method is argument is float. That's why I am calling like this. And this is possible. That is known as the method overloading. Here the method sum is overloaded. Okay, I will show you how to run this one. So what is our class name is overload demo 1. So Java C overload demo 1. So, okay, it's compiled. Now I am running. You see, the first sum is coming as both adding 8 and 5. So that is 13. And the second one is adding 4.6 and 3.8, and it is getting 8.4. Okay, this is the concept of overloading. Okay, and one more thing is there. We are sharing. Okay. So this program is another example for this overloading. And first I am declaring a test method. So test method has there is no argument. So that is I am just printing there is no parameter. And the second method test, you just see inside there is a in the integer two variables A and B is there. So I am just printing that variables. And the third method is test double. Okay, and inside what I am just printing that method. So this is the example for a overloading. The test method is here overloaded. Okay, clear enough? So now just I am calling. The calling time, what is the difference means? First I have just created the object. That's our object name is OB. And here there is an integer variable 88. So I is defined as a 88. And first I am calling this test. So automatically that will execute this one. And second I am calling test with 10 and 20. That means this 10 and 20 are integers. So this test will execute. And the third case is I am calling with I, test with I. And this I is an integer type. But here there is no integer type is there. All the constructor you just to see, first constructor it is empty, the second constructor it is integer, and third constructor it is a double. But we are calling with the integer value. So in Java here automatically type conversion is happening, and this method will execute. So that is the speciality. You see here int I it is 88, but here there is no such method as an integer argument. Only single integer argument method is not available. Only the available means single argument means it is a double. So we are just passing an integer argument, but automatically it is converting, it will execute. And the last one is we are just calling with a double. That is, it is a point value, floating value 123.2. Automatically this is executed. Okay, I will execute this program. So first I am compiling the program. What is our program name is demo2. Okay, next I am running. You see, A and B is 10, and this is the case we are integer passed. This line is this. So this is we are executed as a integer passing. We are all passed only 88, but while displaying it is 88.0. That is automatically it is converted into a double value. That is why there is a 0.0. Okay, and the last one is the our double the ordinary method we are called. So this is the case of overloading. Okay, method overloading. Now, so method overloading, one problem is there means the actually if we are using the return type is different means there is a chance of ambiguity. So that is not a overloaded. I think it is clear. So overloading means the method name should be same and parameters are different. Difference means number of parameters or type of parameters is different. But the return type is same. That is overloading. If the return type is different, let's like this example, return type is int and it is float. Method name all others are same. This is not a overloading, and we are executing like this means it will create error. I think now the overloading point is clear. So next we are going overloading the constructors. So already we discussed what is the overloading a method. The same way we can overload the constructors also. Okay, sometimes we need a different type of objects. So sometimes it is a full of zeros. I mean, and all the value have should be 0. That means we can use a default constructor without passing anywhere. Sometimes we need a parameters constructor. So the same class, both are possible. So that is known as the overloading the constructor. The compiler time, so the compiler checking which type of, what is the number of argument, what is the type of argument, according to that, the constructor is executing. This is the example. You just see our class box example. So this is all our instance variable. I just put here in a single line, that is a width, height, and depth. So after that, there is a box constructor with parameter. So that is parameters are 3 parameters, all are double type and is initializing here. Okay, and the second constructor you see, so there is a without argument. That is just like a default constructor. Without argument, all are initialized to 0. And the third constructor is, that is only single argument. That means all width, height, depth are you are initializing to a single one. So that means in a single class, now 3 constructors are there. So this is known as the constructor overloading. So I will show this through an example. Okay, the same example, class box is there. So now our 3 variables, that is the class variables width, height, depth. And the first constructor is this one. Okay, that is a parameterized constructor. 3 parameters there, double type, W, H, and D, and that value is assigning to our instance variable. That is the first constructor from here to here. And the second constructor is, there is no argument. And what I am doing here means I am initializing this all to 0. And the third constructor, there is a single argument constructor. So that is only one argument passing, and the same I am initializing with that variable. Then after that, our volume method is there. So just to multiply, finding the volume and returning. So the class we are just to see, first creating an object with the parameter constructor with 3 parameter. And the second object, my box 2, that is with no constructor. And the third object what I am creating, it is just I put a method as a cube, and it has a single argument. Okay, so I'm just printing the first volume here, box 1, and then after that I am calling the volume with respect to the object is second, my box 2, and I am printing the volume here. And the third one is, so with respect to my cube, I am calling the volume and printing the volume. So that is the program is saved as a box demo 5. I will show you the output. So Java C. Okay, Java C box demo 5. That is our program. So it is compiled. Now I am running. So Java you see. So first constructor I called. So that is the argument with just like what I told 10, 20, 50. So that is 3000. And second is a constructor without any argument. So that is 0. And third one I am just passing the only one argument. It is a cube type, that is 7. So it is a 340. So this is the concept of a constructor overloading. Okay, I think it is a clear. So next one more thing is there. So while using the constructor overloading, we can use this keyword also. So that concept is the last one. So this is okay. Using this in the constructor overloading. So earlier we are using for this, it is representing the current working object, or which method is called a particular variable or a method. At that time, to represent that one, we are using the this. Now this with one bracket, that is the method bracket is using, so that you can use it inside a constructor to call the default constructor. Okay, for that purpose we are using the this. This means this have a method bracket is there. What is the purpose of this? Means so we are calling the default constructor from inside another constructor. That is happening always in the constructor or overloading case. Okay, and here I think you see in this example, you're seeing this one, that is a box class. Everything, one more variable I included. So that is an instance variable, that is this one, integer type box number, and is our one constructor without argument. So that is initialized to 5. Then one more constructor. So that is a constructor overloading with one argument that I am passing one integer value. Inside the first statement you see, that is this. Actually, what is this happening means this is calling this constructor, this default constructor with no argument. For that purpose, we are using this here. Okay, then after that I am initializing this box number. So I will show you this example. Just where is it is. Okay, not this one, maybe this one. Okay, it is a program box 7. Okay, this is the program, the same thing. So these are all our instance variable, double type, and one more variable, that is an integer type, that is a box number, and there is a box constructor without any argument, and it is initialized to 5. And the constructor overloading again we are doing here. One more constructor is there with a one argument, and inside this constructor you see there is a this. What this is doing? Just calling this argument. For that purpose we can use this. And finally, so the one more class I defined. Inside the class I am creating this box, and I'm just calling. I'm using this one. This constructor I am using. Okay, single argument constructor, and finally I'm just printing the width. Only width only I am printing. Here there is no other method. That is why I'm just printing only width. So I will execute this program. compiled. Now I am running. Okay, 5 is printed. Actually, I just printing only the width. So that is why it's happening like this. I think this is clear. Okay. So, and one more thing is that while calling like this, if you are using the this means this should be the first statement of the your constructor. Okay. If this is now this is case what I am showing here, one example is that is error. Why error means this is the second line. Whenever you are using this means that this should be the it should come the first line of the constructor. Okay. So that is the thing. And one important points regarding while the constructor overloading. So the constructor calling must be the first statement of the constructor in Java. That means whenever you are using this means this should be the first one. And if we have defined any parameter as constructor, then compiler will not create a default constructor. Normally, if you are not using a constructor means compiler will automatically will call a constructor. So if you are using the parameter constructor is there means compiler will not do that one. So that should have to take care. And if you don't define any constructor, the compiler creates a default constructor by default during the compilation. And recursive, there is a recursive method calling is there, and there's the same kind of recursive constructor calling is not allowed in Java. So this is regarding our constructors in Java.